Art Focus is a program about the brightest and the most current developments in the fields of art and cultural life in the country and in the world. It is a report about the greatest cultural events like musical concerts, festivals, art exhibitions and theater premieres. You will be able to visit the most interesting theater sets as well as workshops of famous artists, and you will also get acquainted with the best art representatives and learn the secrets of their crafts together with the Art Focus program. Art Focus is always in the focus of the brightest events. Once again, Almaty hosted a full house musical performance entitled Singing Happiness, awarded with a special prize for artistic achievement in 2016. Scriptwriter and thought leader of the performance, Irena Aravina, together with the soloist of Almaty Symphony Pops Orchestra Alexei Timofeyev, performed musical parts, while the main parts were performed by famous Almaty actors Aysulu Azimbayeva and Chingiz Kapin. Singing Happiness is a biography performance about two great artists, Edith Piaf and Frank Sinatra. And it is not only about their personal lives, but also about how it is impossible to live without doing what you really love. In this case, this is the love for music, singing, and how you can dedicate your whole life to music with numerous sacrifices and losses. These people's lives pure meaning only when they can go on stage. I think this is the most important thing in this performance. They are happy because they can sing, and they sing because they are happy. This is the story of unique personalities and unique destinies. I wish that after the performance people would like to sing and dance, or at least listen to good music. For me, this is the most important thing. Our performance came to life long ago, about 5 years ago. At first we wanted to be a chamber performance for a small hall. It was a duet of Yves Montand and Edith Piaf, and it was called Edith's Love. Gradually, it grew into a solo performance, where director of today's version of the performance, Galina Pianova, took part of Edith Piaf. When we gathered all the songs and music, and we played it with the musicians, we suddenly found out that Frank Sinatra's songs fitted perfectly with the songs of Edith Piaf. Many of them were built on the same harmony, many of them were of the same structure. They sang about the same themes. It was amazing. At the beginning it was funny, then it was sad, and then it struck us right into our hearts. After that, we created that project, combining efforts of amazing actors, amazing musicians, and amazing directors. And then we went on a big stage. It is a great honor for me to be able to translate Edith Piaf's great and real talent, because she has influenced me all my life. I listened to her records in my childhood, and she was always with me. Therefore, through her repertoire, I start to understand many things in this life. I learn from her and live some moments of her life with her. In this performance, I take part, or if to be more precise, I am lucky enough to try to approach such professional and master as Frank Sinatra. I study his biography, listen to wonderful artists performing his songs. For me, this performance is one of the most significant in my career, because it helps me to answer many important questions, one of which is, shall I be an artist or not? We do not give this performance very often, but it is always in time. In addition to being long-awaited and representing Irena Aravina's excellent idea, this performance is also commercially successful, and this is why each time we try to surprise and please our audience. We have various professional musicians from the USA, Russia and other countries. I believe that with each performance we are slowly approaching the moments that might have actually happened in the lives of these great people. Every time we have different reactions and new stories, and only music is one for ages. One of the most extraordinary museums in Kazakhstan is Nature Museum in Almaty. For more than 50 years it has been a research and cultural and educational institution that searches for, collects, stores, studies and restores zoological materials from different geological epochs, starting with the Mesozoic era. For example, paleontological section of the museum offers about 200 unique exhibits. Nature Museum is one of the oldest academic museums in Kazakhstan. It was founded in 1961 and opened at the 40th anniversary of the Republic. Our museum is unique because here we collect remains of ancient animals found by Kazakh paleontologists within a period of 70 years, during which a rich and rare paleontological material of ancient animals has been collected to be exhibited in our museum. All these exhibits are the only evidence of evolution of animal kingdom and how it has developed on our territory, because all the exhibits are collected on the territory of Kazakhstan, and this comprises the uniqueness of our museum. Here you can trace the development of animal kingdom of our country. Nature Museum is very popular, especially these years. Even if we look at the last 3 months, the number of visitors has been more than 4,500. People come with their children just to see dinosaurs, and when they hear the story of ancient animals that lived in Kazakhstan, they become amazed. They are surprised with the fact that once we have had giraffes, rhinoceroses, elephants and even a warm climate, and that the territories which are now covered with deserts and steppes have had deciduous forests tens of millions of years ago, because we find evidence of these in the imprints of plants. Nature Museum offers 2 expositions: ancient animals and modern animals living in Kazakhstan, and many of them are considered rare and listed in the Red Book. A major part of cultural and educational activities of the museum is the Children Creativity Contest that we have been doing for 5 years already. The purpose of such a contest is to involve children in studying the nature of Kazakhstan through art, to bring up patriotic and aesthetic sense of love of nature, as well as respect for the animal and plant life. Our museum has an incomparable educational value because it reveals secrets of the development of ancient animal kingdom not on other continents, but here in Kazakhstan. It is very important for all our visitors to know the nature of the native land, discover something new, unknown, and of course to be surprised with something, because the feeling of surprise contributes to learning something new. This is why we are pleased to invite everybody to our museum. Come and discover our mysterious world. The more you learn nature of your native land and reveal its secrets, the more you bring up patriotic feelings, because love for nature is inextricably linked with love for your motherland. Ballet is considered to be the highest form of choreographic art, and ballet master is a creator of figural and visual action using his or her unique vision. Our today's guest is renowned ballet dancer, ballet master, professor, teacher, legend of Kazakh ballet Bulat Ayukhanov. My mother wanted me to do ballet instead of running around and breaking peace in the street. Fortunately, I had what they needed. I had an ear for music, and I sang almost with a feminine voice. Well, they took me. I didn't like to study. I liked dancing. Everything happened spontaneously by chance. When I came to Leningrad, I realized that ballet was a very serious art. Students made pirouettes even in the hallway. Everywhere, everybody spoke only about famous ballet dancers. It was the place where I learned how to answer serious questions in a serious way. I never opened textbooks. I had good visual memory, as well as oral and musical memory. Teacher said something, I could easily recall it. So with excellent marks, I finished the 10th grade. My first teachers were Alexander Seleznyov, Vera Stepanova, Valery Nikolaev. We imitated them, though we were always shy. They wanted us not to be shy and ask questions. The first thing I understood about my profession was that you should watch and ask. And then I asked myself, what is ballet? Ballet, it's not a disease, not a habit, it's a state. If you understand this, you are sure to succeed. I'm not in the ballet for success, but for the fact that when somebody expects something from you, you achieve it. Ballet dancer is a short-term and cruel profession. If you dance bad, you leave. If you work bad, you will become a bad artist. I always danced so that I liked it, and of course, the audience liked it as well. You cannot dance only for yourself. Ballet is a philosophical, profound art. If you look back at the history of the world ballet, you will find out that it is the true aristocracy of spirit. Without love, there is no family. Without love, there is no profession. Without love, there is no happiness. I always think that every person on earth is just a guest. Classic is never going to disappear and is able to answer the question of what is good and what is bad. The main thing is to avoid overestimating your abilities. You should learn to criticize yourself. For example, in our time, when we heard criticism from our teachers, we were offended. They were highly competent teachers, but young people were always a problem of the older generation. So if you have what it takes, it is good. But without love and desire, nothing will turn out. It also happens that a child has good intellectual abilities, but no ear for music and no ability to understand music. You should keep pace with the times. Children need to read literature more. It often happens that when a teacher asks to read some piece from classics, and then it becomes clear that the student understands the content of the piece, but not its state. And you cannot be sure that the student will understand it in the future. This is why, taking choreographic school as example, I would like children to master not only profile, but also higher education.